Good morning, everybody. I am coming to you guys with just an impromptu little lesson on how I work with KW agents because I seem to have the most fun playing in that playground. So if this stuff is helpful for you, give me a thumbs up on the comment and keep listening to me. If it is not, scroll up. I get it. It's okay. Not everything resonates. So I find there to be six very distinctive components that are superior to eXp that don't get talked about when you're talking to Keller Williams team leaders, mega team agents, even OPs, as long as they're not, stepping on torturous interference, right? If they're asking you questions. I think what happens with Keller Williams is that eXp agents try to say, oh, eXp is better than Keller Williams. These are all the things that we can do. And there's so much common space between the two companies. There's so much overlap that the way that I am able to shorten that conversation and keep their attention span and also surprise them is by saying, hey, listen, I'm not going to talk about eXp and I'm not going to talk about Keller Williams. I'm going to talk about things that I can't do anywhere else, and that's why this platform works for me. All right, so if any of these things that I aspire to, that I actually currently do, are attractive to you, in the next 6 or 7 minutes, you'll be able to say yes or no. This is relatable or this isn't. First thing, let's make a real quick distinction between revenue share and profit share. Okay, revenue share is like paying taxes on your gross income. It's a whole different game than paying taxes on everything that you wrote off, including your cell phone and other things that you use in your personal life. Okay, major difference. And that's why nobody retires on profit share, and we all know that. Okay, so one is transparent, one is not. One is if there is a profit, one if there isn't. eXp runs on a single-digit percentage of actual profit because they're so fair in their compensation model. So would I rather get paid on that 3 or 4 or 5%, or would I rather get paid on 100% gross commission, 3.5% if it's a level 1, right? So it is like, honestly, it's Lamborghinis and donkeys as far as the way that these two vehicles operate. Okay. Second thing, at Keller Williams, you cannot get your $16,000 back. Even if they lowered their cap and matched us, our $16,000 is retrievable, which makes us a 100% model for people like you. So when I talk to people that are icon agents, I say eXp is a 100% model for someone like you. It's going to cost you $5,000 in transaction fees. It might cost you X amount of transactions at $75, $25, and $40 E&O insurance, but that won't be more than $500. But essentially, we're a flat fee brokerage. Go to any flat fee brokerage for you, and we're the same thing, except we're going to offer you all of this, and all of this, right? So the icon ability is an important distinction. And it's an important distinction not just for them, but they're probably very close to somebody on their team, and it gives that person an opportunity. And then I make a very, very basic illustration of what that looks like. If you would have iconed at eXp the last 5 years, that's over $500,000 in your E-Trade account. I'm not making any predictions, no disclosures here. Just look at the stock in, what are we in, August? And go back August, 5 years, check the price of the stock. If it was before March of 2021, you got to times it by 2 because we split. We got double shares of stock. You don't even have to add in the 2 dividends that we got. But it's over $500,000 if you icon. So the next 5 years, doing what you're going to plan to do at Keller Williams, you'll either have 5 awards or you'll potentially, if you could go back the last 5 years, $500,000. Might be $5, I don't know. But instead of being a psychic, I'd rather just be a historian and tell you what the last 5 years were. That's the second component. Third component, expansion. We can expand here at eXp because we're not a franchise model. We don't have to contend with another market center owner that needs to profit if your agent on your team is using their office space in a different region. It's an entirely different product. You can expand over a conversation and a $149 startup fee. You can expand globally without a $250,000 franchise for that territory. You can expand your team to operate in multiple states or all the states and multiple countries and not have to deal with other market center owners, which means essentially that your team will make more money and you will make more money because there will be less middleman, right? The margin of doing business or profit is at the expense of the person who's at the lower commission. So if you have an agent at Keller Williams, which almost all of them are in the 30s, 40s, 50 percentile, That's because we have so many hands in a pot. At eXp, my God, they can come over as a mega team with a half cap, or I mean, a standard team with a half cap, or a mega team with a quarter cap, and they can get eXp out of the way in $8,000, $4,000, and then you can make a distinction on what the override is going to be moving forward. It's a very interesting thing. And by the way, not everybody's stuck with the 25% referral on standard teams and mega teams. You need permission. You need to build a case. You need to have a valid point. But don't limit yourself to thinking that you have to conform to that little square peg in that category. Team leaders should be able to control their own agents' commissions, and we have worked around that before. So it's a very interesting way to expand out here. There is a lot less creativity and other people looking to profit from your expansion. Number 4, team structures. The structure works good. So it's sort of a piggyback ride on the last comment. When you come over to eXp at Keller Williams, you got the market center fees, royalty fees, 70/30, desk fees potentially. You got all this stuff, and then you're spending lots of money on your lead generation, and you got buyers agents that have to be at 40 or 50%, but it's not even a real 40, 50% because they're paying their own fees here, or they're paying their own 30% out of that portion. So buyers agents end up coming down to 2 things. If they're great, they leave you, which means not only are you not able to retrieve all the training that you gave them and keep a relationship for a lifetime, but they're going to compete against you with all the skills that you gave them. Not ideal. The second kind of agent that you have is one that you wish would leave tomorrow, but they stay forever. This has been the problem for years. We need to break that. eXp breaks it immediately. So I've seen teams at eXp where the buyer's agents are start at 50% or 60%, or they're at 80% and they're paying referrals on certain deals. We can construct it any way that is more just and fair for both parties. Right? You can't make a fortune off somebody for a long time, but you can make a little bit off somebody forever if you provide the same value proposition. eXp allows you to do that with our standard team, with our mega team, and with our self-organized team, which is underutilized. It gives you a lot of flexibility on that as well. Another distinction, number 5, healthcare. They don't have it and we do, and it's a big deal. It's probably the first vulnerable soft space that can cause bankruptcy to a very successful agent. A third of them don't have it. We have it for about 60% of what I was paying at Blue Cross Blue Shield. You got to plug in. If it's not important to the person you're talking to, ask how important it is to the people that they have on their team. It's a whole different setup. Number 6, last piece. I'm trying to make this quick. Legacy. Profit share. Is that inheritable? Is that generationally inheritable? Are you building wealth long term for somebody? No. Right? No stock in the company. So if you're worried about legacy and you want to give your kids an advantage, or your spouse or partner a cushion, you want to give yourself a cushion in case you fall short on retirement money, right? A lot of people are living off Social Security. You got 2 people living off $2,000 a piece. $4,000 doesn't go a long way these days. It cost me $175 to fill up my truck yesterday, right? So build out a legacy piece is very important. I had an agent, Victoria Melton, sent me a Facebook message or a work chat last night. And she's like, I can go 4 months without income just because of the stock that I got at this company, right? I've seen people put in, Alexis Hughes built a $100,000 pool in her backyard. Kristen Biden built $1 million house. I mean, these are just friends of mine, people that I know. This is just local, right? We've got billions of stories. We should get the stories out there. That's good social media. You could talk about how great eXp is, or you could tell a story about how someone's life changed for doing no extra work than what they were doing before. It's insane. So those are the 6 components that I spend time between eXp and Keller Williams, and it saves me 35 minutes of being redundant and having them phase out. I hope this is helpful for you guys, and have a great day. Bye.